Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm just gonna get on here and trust that whatever wants to come out is gonna come out because I feel like I was being pushed to do a reading, not pushed like in that negative way. Just I kept being nudged, I guess is a better way of saying it, to do a reading. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what comes through. I guess this will be what the reading will be about. Wow. So maybe this is about Cihuateotl, divine woman, mujer divina. So maybe this is gonna focus on the feminine energy because that's kind of how I heard it in my head. That whatever the first card that came out with this was gonna be kind of the theme of this reading. So let me see. What is it? Cihuateotl. Cihuateotl. Okay, so Cihuateotl. Cihuateotl. Where are you at? Cihuateotl. Divine woman, mujer divina. Cihuateotl is a woman who has died in childbirth and then becomes a divine being. She appears when you are in the moment of having lost everything, your work, your identity, your inner child, and your dreams, everything that was created in your womb. She shows the promise of life after loss. The Cihuateotl are, the Cihuateo, Teteo, the Sihua Teteo, are also guardians of the sun and thus powerful beings. From noon to dusk every day, they travel with the sun, guarding it on its journey. Wow, that's deep. That gave me chills. When she comes to you, know that even after losing everything, she is your guardian, protecting your way forward. Wow. So maybe for some of you, that's what you feel like. I don't know if this lunar eclipse made you feel like you lost everything. I got chills that are just continuing down my whole back after reading that. Wow, how fitting, right? Maybe some of you, hopefully, I got chills again. So if anyone did lose a child, my heart goes out to you. So if that resonates with you, but yeah, feeling like you've lost everything, right? And so it seems like that's the energy right now, right? Um, but you're being protected, right? Um, and yeah, so I feel like that's kind of the theme. Okay, let me go ahead and see what they want me. Like right now, right? Like it's crazy because last time I did the collective reading on the other eclipse, and sure enough, there was a theme of Mother Earth, and then bam, right away everything started, right? Like it hasn't stopped. So I was like, wow, yeah. So I guess that was the message then. They were trying to even show me that, right, we're not respecting Mother Earth, so in turn, right, you have all these, right, like something just happened in Nepal, you have the earthquakes, you have all this stuff, right? And sometimes people don't want to see the hand that human beings have in all that, and it's crazy, but obviously this is a different message. But maybe some are right now, right, they lost all that. Wow. I feel like this is connected to that because maybe it has been a little bit since you felt whatever you felt, right? Whatever loss you have, right? Obviously, it didn't have to be a child. You could have lost your job, relationship, something that meant something to you, and even a car, right? And it feels like your whole life flipped upside down because of something like that. Um, Friendships, right? And maybe you lost that feeling, and right now, fifth house passion came out, right? Performance, entertainment, creativity, costume, play, love affairs, joy, pleasure. Let me see. This line looks a little. Oh no, it is all the way up. Performance, entertainment, creativity, costume play, love affairs, joy, pleasure, parties, children, humor, romance, disco ball, passion. And then Venus, love. So maybe something with love is gonna spark your passion again, right? Maybe that's what it was that you lost, right? And it felt like, I remember looking that up once, and they said like even when people right go through a divorce, it feels they grieve the same way someone grieves when losing somebody, right? So whatever it may have been that caused you to lose your passion, it feels like it might be coming back into your life sooner rather than later. Beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wow, diplomacy, magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste, lifestyle. Maybe that's kind of a hint that if you get asked to go somewhere, to just take someone up on that offer, right? To be like, you know what? Okay, why not, right? So looks like that's kind of the theme here. My dog barked as I said that, so that's funny. I'll take that as confirmation. Okay, so what else for the collective regarding this passion? Wow, look at that. You can't make it up. They're like boom, boom, boom. So yeah, maybe you're gonna have a chance encounter with somebody. Um, yeah, right. But obviously, it's not gonna happen if you're stuck in your house or something. So it's very understandable, right? So if you're resonating with this, clearly you did go through something, right? Maybe you've been grieving that loss, been grieving or right, whatever flipped. I mean, it's a strong energy, right? With this card coming out, but there's something in the feminine energy, right? It doesn't matter if you're male or female. It's just there's something in that being able to receive, right? It's almost like, right, even as a male, right? For example, let's say you're a male and you get pursued, right? It's being able to accept that someone offering you something, right? Like the love, right? Or if you're a woman, even right, just regardless, if your energy has been closed off, it's almost like opening up to that, like divine feminine energy and being okay with like knowing you're worthy, right, of that, right? That's why it's divine, right? Divine woman, the mujer divina, right? Yeah. So that's let's see. Whoa. All right. King of Pentacles. Interesting. Wow. All right. I don't want to. Let me see. King of Pentacles came out. Ah, okay. Mm. Man, that's heavy. That's a heavy energy because in the past, so whatever collective I'm tapping into, right? The new connection might be with King of Pentacles, right? That's why I think there's that being open to receiving energy. But in the past, it looks like, yeah, literally, you got the sun in reverse, right? So, and I'm feeling a lot of pain on the masculine side. So that's funny that I'm trying to think of how that works, right? But regardless, there's a lot of pain. Either it was with dealing with a masculine energy or your masculine energy being affected somehow or having to step more into your masculine energy, right? Because there's a lot of like a pain in the neck with that. Hmm. It feels like because of that, right? Like almost like that, like your son was literally stolen from you, right? Maybe you were in a connection, or maybe that literally, right? It was grief, right? Like someone passing away or something like that, or just something, right? Or losing your job. Something was taken from you. It felt like overnight, right? Plans that you had to, right? Deception, right? There was deception, right? And it was that someone that was in a position of, so for some of you, it might have been, right, a marriage, job, something like that, having to overcome these obstacles, right? So maybe that makes sense, right? Like having to overcome these obstacles. So obviously you put your happiness on the side, right? Like you haven't been able to focus on that, right? So that's why that makes perfect sense. So whatever it was for some of you, it might be different, right? Maybe for some of you, it was a relationship. Maybe for some of you, it was a job. But regardless what it was, you had to then go into survival mode. That's why it was a burden on the masculine side, right? The action, having to survive. And yeah. So you didn't have time to look for that. Look at there was a tower moment, right? So whatever happened was for you in the great scheme. I mean, you might not be able to see it yet, but in the great scheme of things, it was a tower moment, right? It was meant to happen. You got the 10 of Wands, right? There was a bird in there that was being carried. Maybe you didn't see it, right? Maybe you felt mentally fatigued, stressed out, something, right? But it was meant to happen. That's kind of what I'm getting. So now that's why it's come back to that again, right? To being able to be in a receptive energy, right? Doesn't have to be completely, but like there could be a balance, right? Between knowing it's like that. It's that simple as someone giving you a compliment and then you can't take it, right? Like if someone says, "Oh, you look nice," and you're like, "Yeah, whatever," or something like that, right? Not knowing how to say like, "Oh, thank you," right? Or stuff like that. Like if you, yeah, like stuff like that simple, right? It could be that simple. I don't know, cause it's weird, right? If you don't even know how to say that, well, like why? Cause you don't believe it or something, right? There's something interesting with that, cause that's what I got, right? Maybe that's something for each person they could analyze it themselves, right? Like what taught you to say that, to be like that, right? Like not be accepting of. Oh yeah, shoot. While I'm fixing these cards, I forgot. I posted on the community tab that there's I know sometimes, right? We're doing a group mediumship reading, right? I'm doing it with Marliana Elissaman, who on my other channel, right, I had interviewed a while back on my podcast. We became friends after that, and we're gonna do a joint group reading. The spots are limited, so if anyone wants to hop in there, right, then by all means you could get your tickets and all that stuff. There's a link in the community post. I'll probably put it in this video as well. And yeah, because I know sometimes right for just a one-on-one, maybe people don't always have the means, right, to book those kind of readings, right? But at least obviously it won't be as much time, right, as you would get it on a one-on-one, but that's kind of like the easier way to do it, right? So the info's in the community tab, right, for that. So okay, so what else for the collective? For this lunar eclipse in Pisces. Wow. Yeah. See all those things I think from the past. See now that it's getting because even this, right? Plans, right? Feeling like something was, maybe that you already had a vision with somebody, right? Whether it was in a relationship or a job or this and that, and the rug was pulled out from under you, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna, because I have a story damn near about everything, but I'm not gonna go into that. So, anyways, Ace of Swords, new plans, new ideas, clear mind, intellectual capacity, right? Putting all your cards on the table, like I don't know, it feels like a time's gonna come of knowing exactly where you want to head, being divinely guided, and success, right? Success. So, I already knew with this card that things were gonna start getting better, right? If you feel like everything's been kind of wow, look at underneath. So that was a cycle that had to close, right? It was a cycle you went through in life. It happened for a reason. It all makes sense later, right? So I think that's it. What else? It's really nothing else. I don't know. I got chills. Why did I get chills? Let me pull one from here then. Why did I get chills? Okay. Whoa. Okay. Maybe like for some of you, maybe yeah. You just gotta make sure you're not giving off that energy of repelling connections, right? Because it feels like it is your passion's gonna be reignited somehow, right? Venus, love. So some of you are probably feeling right, like you miss connection. You want to be feel that, right? Feel love, feel this, feel that. Looks like it's coming in for whatever collective is resonating with this. But yeah, of course, healing feels like garbage before it feels like growth, which is funny because I just took out the trash because tomorrow's trash day, right? So that's funny that this card came out. Healing feels like garbage before it feels like growth. Maybe some of you need to clean up some stuff, right? This makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense that just because you're spiraling doesn't mean you're ascending. Sometimes when things are going crazy, people could be, oh, I'm just ascending or something. But, you know, sometimes you could be being nudged to do it and you're not exactly doing what you're supposed to do, right? Stuff like that. And this one, congratulations, you're the drama. So that's why I'm trying to say, just make sure it's not you that's putting out like that repellent, right? Like you're walking repellent because things are trying to come in for you, but you're not accepting that energy, right? So I think that's it for now, right? I just wanted to get on here. I had time before this lunar eclipse starts. So yeah, I'll put a link to that event in the description. I already have one in the community post, right? But I'll try to put it on all the videos from now on because like I said, it's on September 11th, right? Which is funny because as the number of change, right? Rapid change. So it's funny that that's the date we kind of picked out. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much to anybody watching. Um, you know, no one hopped in the chat this time, but thank you to anybody that's watching from